Okay, so as you can see, we are in the Blazer now. Gotta take a break from working on my truck. I mean, it's late anyway, so I should stop working on it. But one of Jenica's friends called. They're stuck, so we're gonna go get them. Okay, so we just stopped, got some gas, because you don't want the rescue vehicle running out of gas. That's not ideal. So it says we're about 16 minutes away, so just gonna head out there. We're going out west of Manti, so we are in Manti right now. We just got here, so now we're gonna head out west, and yeah, that's all there is to it. We'll update you when we get closer. I guess she sent us a location or a pin, so we're just gonna follow that and hopefully find them. So, all right, so we just got out of Manti. We're just heading out on the west roads. There's just dirt roads out here. So, what, we're about 10 minutes away or so. Let's see, ready? Okay, so the pin we got was back there a ways, but they weren't there. And there's one set of tracks that keeps going, so we're just gonna keep going and see if we can find them. So I don't know why the pin said it was back there, because nothing back there. So
it could have been where her phone last pinged her location.
Yeah, so might need to put her in full drive. It's actually getting fairly slippery up here. Okay, so it started to get pretty deep in snow. We were kind of concerned we were going the right way, but we just found them. So now we got to figure out how to get them out of here. Okay, so we're gonna pull him back and just see if he can get a run at it. There's nowhere I can really get around, and the only place to turn around is really up. So we're gonna see if he can get up to there to where I can get around him and then pull him up to a turnaround spot, and then but we're just going to pull him back and then just see if he can get himself any further first before we do anything else.
That wasn't a really running start.
All right, so his clutch is gone in that thing, so there's no moving it. So I'm just gonna get turned around and we're just gonna have to pull it out backwards until we have somewhere to turn it around. I don't even know if that thing's gonna drive at all once we get it down, so might be towing him home or something, but we'll see. We're just gonna have to pull him backwards nice and slow, so when we get turned around. enough clutch left to kind of drive, so he's got to start it in gear, but we're heading down now, so I think we're good. The snow is thinning. We're about to the end of the snow here, and yeah, job well done pretty much. I don't want to jinx anything, but we're getting close to getting out. Okay, so we got him recovered, and I've been thinking, you know, there's Matt's off-road recovery and stuff. So my recovery is the perfect enough recovery. I'll get you home. I can't guarantee it's gonna be the smoothest recovery ever, but it's perfect enough. So, but they're happy. We got them home. We got them some hats. They didn't want to be on camera or nothing, so I respect that completely. And get back home. Well, I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow we'll get back to work on the Ford and get that thing going, and then yeah, Blazer did good. Didn't even hesitate. It only took like 30 minutes to get it warmed up before it idled. It's been sitting for a while, and you know, it's ran hard and just put away, not really cared for. So she's going. Proud of the girl. All right, so as you can see, I got my Power Stroke back in the garage. It needs head gaskets, so I have a lot of other projects going on and that I need to finish and stuff, but this one has become priority right now just because I need this so I can tow my Blazer places, and I got plans to go rock crawling in a couple places, so I need to get this thing going. So this video, I'm going to be pulling the heads off of this thing and hopefully getting head gaskets in. Hopefully that's all it needs. And there's nothing else wrong with it, but there's coolant in the oil and there's oil in the coolant. So my best guess is head gaskets, but we'll see what we find when we get in there. I'm just going to start by pulling the heads and seeing what it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, I got the head off. I didn't really show much. I'll show a little bit more on the other side. This is my first time doing it, so I was kind of learning as I was doing it. So on the other side, I'll show you guys a little bit more. But here's the head. I got all the injectors and rockers, push rods, all that kind of stuff out. It's definitely got a lot of, you know, milky residue everywhere because blown head gasket. But I don't know if you can see that or not. Cylinders look good. I was actually surprised to see that the cylinders still have cross hatching in them, which is a really good sign. I mean, this truck has 320,000 miles on it. I don't know if this is the original motor, but it's kind of looking like it's at least been gone through at some point, so that makes me feel pretty good about it. So I'm gonna start working on getting this other head off, and I'm still not sure if I'm gonna send them up to the machine shop or not. I'm gonna call them and see how much it would cost to get the heads gone through, like machined and cleaned up really well. So it's probably worth doing, and then I'll clean up all this, the mating surface, and throw some new head gaskets in it, some new O-rings on the injectors, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this is going to be a really reliable truck once I get it back together, because I got the new transmission in it. And well, yeah, I guess I didn't realize the head gaskets were so bad, but I guess they were, because after I got the transmission in it, it really started to show symptoms. So not the end of the world, just quite a bit of work. And this one's definitely harder because, you know, you got the heater box over there. This one you don't. So there's some bolts back there that are really hard to get to, but I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Oh, and I had to use the cherry picker to take the head off. These heads are heavy, like extremely heavy. So it's definitely not a super easy job to do by yourself, but you can do it. I'm here doing it. So I'm gonna probably set up another time lapse for you guys and start working on this other side, and I'll kind of stop and show you more on this side how to, because I was learning, I didn't know how to take the injectors out. I didn't know how all this stuff came out and stuff like that. So show you guys how the injectors come out and where the head bolts are and how to actually get those head bolts out, because they won't come out. Also on this head, this bolt right here, all the way in the back corner up against the firewall, it won't come all the way out. So when you put the head back in, you got to make sure that bolt is actually in that hole, or you won't be able to get it in there. Same thing on this side. I think there's 3 bolts that you have to do that to on this side, because the heater box is right there. So yeah, keep taking stuff apart. Alright, so as you can see, I got pretty much everything out of the way. Valve cover off, I got all the wiring kind of tucked out of the way. The injector relay box and all that stuff's gone. So next thing I'm going to do is right here, there's 2 bolts on each one of these rockers. So pull these 2 bolts out. It's a 12.8 millimeter, and so this will come off, and then this push rod will come out as well. And I like to keep these together. So this one's the furthest front one. So I'll keep this one with this push rod, and it'll go back in the exact same way it came out. So I'm just gonna go through, take all of those out. There's 8 of them. And then we'll come back and take the injectors out. Okay, so now that all those are out, there's 2 little plugs, one here I gotta pull out. That just like releases the oil pressure within the injectors. And then once I get those pulled out, pull all these off. I'm not really sure what they're called, but there's the Allen head, all 4 of them. And then there's an 8 mil behind the injector I gotta take out. You don't have to take out this one in front of the injector, just the one behind the injector. So once I get all that stuff taken out, I'll come back and show you how the injectors pull out. Alright, so once you remove that one back 8 mil, this plate right here just slides. So you just slide it forward and then lift up on it right here. And you lift up on the front of it right here. You stick a pry bar in here, and you just pry the injector right out like that. So go through, get the rest of the injectors out, pull the glow plugs out, then start pulling the head bolts out and pull this head. Alright, so it's the next day. I didn't really video much because it was kind of hard to video by myself. I tried to set up a video, but it just didn't work out. So we're back. I got the head gaskets out and both heads off. And I was looking at them and there's no obvious signs of them being blown at all. So I called up one of my buddies that also has a 7.3. He knows a little bit more about them than I do. And he said I should replace the oil cooler. I did the seals in the oil cooler, but he said the inside of the oil cooler itself can go bad and cause oil to leak. So, and with the heads off, it's right down there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's that tube. So I ordered a new one of those, but it's a couple days out. Same thing. Well, the head gasket should be here today, but that doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be doing that today anyway. So instead of what I'm going to do now what I'm going to do, because I've already pulled the heads anyways, I'm going to pull all the valves out, you know, and replace the valve stem seals and relap the valves. And I'm going to clean up the heads really good and do head gaskets and all that kind of stuff. But so that'll, you know, justify pulling the heads off, get those valve stem seals in case those were leaking too, and get all the valves relapped and everything. So alright, so I just got the heads all cleaned up, got the exhaust manifolds, the turbo, the intake, and valve covers, just pretty much everything cleaned up. I haven't painted anything yet. I don't have a brush to paint on the. I need to run down to the parts store. I need to run down to either Walmart or the parts store and get a brush and get some more gloves, and then I'll get the manifolds and the turbo, the casting of it all painted up and everything. And then I gotta clean up the gasket surface up here still, but I'll do that when I get back from the store. Okay, and there that is. These are all painted up with that coating. I got the turbo cast part painted with that coating, and then I just painted the housing real quick. It's just a matte black crinkle valve cover paint. I don't know if it's gonna crinkle or not because it is pretty cold, but either way it looks a lot better. So, and then everything else still looks like crap, but whatever. That looks good. I cleaned everything out so it looks decent. So next thing I'm gonna get to is just scraping all the valve cover or the head gasket off the engine block itself. Once I get that all scraped off, I can get the new head gasket set in place, get the new heads on, and start putting everything back together. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this video, so I'm gonna get this stuff finished up probably tomorrow. Probably gonna take me about 2 days to get it back together in reality. So, but I gotta get home and get this video edited. So the recovery took quite a bit of time out, and it's just a lot of work, and I've been waiting on parts and stuff. But hopefully we get this thing going, and then once I get this thing going, we're gonna go. I have plans to go to Moab, Little Moab, and Sand Hollow. So hopefully all these plans come through and we can go and get some good wheeling videos for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.